I'm going to tell you something that might sting. Those SOPs that you spent hours creating, nobody's using them. They're sitting in a folder somewhere, out of date, forgotten, and you're still the one answering the same questions over and over. How do I process this invoice? What's the password for that system? How do we handle a customer complaint? You documented all of it, but nothing changed. Here's why. The problem isn't the documentation. The problem is ownership. You created the SOPs, you maintain the SOPs, and you're the only one who knows where they actually are, which means you're still the bottleneck. Today, I'm going to show you how to hand SOPs off to your team so they actually get used, maintained, and improved without you. Let me show you what happens in most businesses. The founder starts wearing all the hats: sales, marketing, operations, finance, all of it. As the team grows, some of those hats get handed off, but the processes, those stay in the founder's head, or they get documented once and never updated. I worked with a founder who had a 47-page operations manual. Impressive, right? Except nobody had opened that document in 6 months. The team would still ping him on Slack instead. Quicker to ask than to search. The documentation existed, but there was no ownership. No one was responsible for keeping it current. No one was accountable for training new people on it. So it just sat there, a monument to good intentions. Does that sound familiar? Here's the fix. You need an SOP index with clear ownership. Not just a list of documents, a system that tells everyone who owns what. It's simple. A table with 4 columns: process name, accountable owner, responsible executors, links to the live SOP, if there is one. That's it. Let me break these down. Process name is obvious. What's the process? Expense reimbursement, invoicing, payroll, client onboarding, whatever it is. Accountable owner is the key column. This is the one person who owns this process. Not 2 people, not a team, one name. They're accountable for making sure the SOP exists, making sure it stays up to date, making sure others are trained on it, and making sure problems get resolved. If 2 people are accountable for something, nobody is. One name on it. Responsible executors are the people who actually do the work. The accountable owner might not be the one pressing the buttons. That's fine. But someone needs to own it. And ideally, you want 2 or more people who can execute the process. That way, if someone leaves or goes on holiday, you're not stuck. The SOP link column is where you link to the actual document. Not a copy, a live document. This avoids duplication, and it means everyone's always looking at the current version. A Google Doc linked from a Google Sheet works perfectly fine, or Notion, or whatever you're already using. Keep it simple. Now, here's where most people go wrong with SOPs. They write novels, 47 steps with screenshots of every click. Nobody's going to read that. Nobody maintains that. And the moment your software updates, half of it's wrong. I prefer what I call Playbook-style SOPs. 5 or 6 main points, high level. For example, when I appear on a podcast, my team runs an SOP. It says, repost to socials, cut into snippets, update the interviews page, update the podcast bio. That's it. 4 lines. They know what to do. If they need more detail, there's a video linked. But the SOP itself is short enough that it actually gets used. Are you still with me? Good. Because the next part is how you actually get processes out of your head and into the team's hands. I use a simple handover method called I, we, you. 3 steps. Step 1 is I. I demonstrate the process. I open a Zoom call with the person I'm handing over to. I hit record. I walk through the process while they watch. Now, they have a video they can refer back to, and they can link that video in the SOP. Step 2 is we. The next time the process needs to run, we do it together. They execute it following the SOP steps that they created. I'm there for questions and support. They add any missing steps that they discover. And step 3 is you. Now, they own it. They run the process. They maintain the SOP. They train others on it. I'm out of the loop. One less thing on my plate. That's the goal. Let me give you a bonus tip. In my business, every time we onboard someone new, we give them ownership of the onboarding SOP. Their first task is to improve the process for the next person. They document what was confusing, they fill in the gaps, they make it better. Now, the onboarding process improves every single time, and the new person feels some ownership from day one. Now, here are 3 mistakes that kill SOP ownership. Mistake number 1, assigning more than one owner. The accountability column should only have one name. If 2 people are accountable for something, nobody is. One person might have multiple SOPs, but each SOP has one owner. Mistake number 2, not linking to live documents. If you copy and paste SOPs into the index table, they're going to get out of sync. Always link to the live document. One source of truth. Mistake number 3, not holding people accountable. Creating an SOP is just the first step. Keeping it relevant is where the real value is. Schedule periodic reviews. Quarterly works for most businesses. And then when something goes wrong with a process, that's a trigger to review the SOP. Is it current? Is it being followed? Does it need updating? Hold your accountable owners to that standard. Here's what I want you to do after this video. Step 1, list your core processes. The repeatable stuff that keeps the business running. Step 2, create your SOP index. Process name, accountable owner, responsible executors, link to the SOP. Step 3, assign one owner to each process. If there's no SOP yet, their first job is to create one. If there is an SOP, their first job is to review it and update it. Step 4, use I, we, you to hand over any process that's still in your head. Demonstrate, support, then let go. When your SOPs have clear owners, they stay current. When they stay current, people actually use them. When people use them, you stop being the one answering the same questions over and over. That's how you get your time back. See you in the next one.